Oh no. Hello guys. Selamat malam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya kali ini aku nge-live cuma nonton komentar di Dota 2 ya cuy. Nah ini cuy. Ini lihat profiler lagi main Dota 2 internasional turnamen cuy. Oke. Aduh. Wah enaknya ini sambil makan geng. Enaknya sambil makan ini geng. Oke sambil ndelok ya. Oke. Wah ini telat soalnya aku.
Gonna actually be a medallion on PYW. PYW switching it up a bit. I guess they are all really just trying to compensate for the global that's gonna come out. The Lotus orbs just start to become more valuable. But either way,
komentarnya pak nggak omong aja komentarnya. Jenenge komentator kok. Oke.
I mean, of course, you have to factor in everything else of all the rest of the lineups because like he has still his body air, so I give Drow the.
Wah, itemnya masih cupu-cupu semua, cuy. Menit ke-13 itu itemnya masih ya ampun, itemnya cuma apa ini? Menit ke-13 sih. Kalau ini di ML sudah hampir jadi. Wow. Weh, di slam enggak tewas, cuy. Tapi mereka modelnya nge-push tower, cuy. Oke. Main pushing tower.
In the game, but the way that Vici setting the tempo, now you're not gonna have echo for such a long time when you respawn. You're putting pressure on the Willow and the Paku. They can make moves though. Something we did not talk about, of course, is the coil into the fear combo that will be coming out.
That's tough.
Oh, kena dia. Wah, langsung ulti cuy. Wah, langsung dihadang sama itu. ES-nya. Wih, kena. Wih, itu poknya ngeri banget sih. Poknya kendel banget. Wih, langsung. Wih. Ngeri banget cuy. Wih. Oke, wah sama mati dua. Madang dulu kayak gengs. Oke, sambil madang ya geng.
Right after we say it too, that we land that combo as we're going to see it again. So look at the mini map here. They were making their own move on VP. They knew where the Drow was. Then Drow GP'd in, and they're like, wait, this is even better. We can actually connect to where our team is getting gone on and get this perfect grab. And again, global coming into play. Perfect.
And you know, there was nothing that VEENOMON could do to move.
And if an RP kind of waits, get that big core get back in action at the top lane. Look what they've found here. And he's going to look to hook shot out. He's still alive. He fishes out. But the crew there taking the neutral. Taken down to you by that. Raindrop. Raindrop. Fisher damage. Neutral is the last hit.
A little bit of fire though here from VP.
And starting to get some big damage stuff too. I actually really like that save is going for builds. He's going for the Vessel this time around. He has Fairy Trinket. He's going to dish out a ton of damage. Also playing into DK, playing into all these tanky bruisers makes Vessel even more valuable. Those are loud dragons released by our BK. Versus
looking at of course from silence the team game top line. He's found no chance of getting out.
That's something scary about is you tend to see these force stabs only prioritize love versus cop, but they don't really have the greatest force stab. Silencer is looking to build one.
However, that to protect himself but protect teammates as a silencer, that means you're showing yourself in a fight problem. If you're looking to like force out a team a lot of times, could be a bit problematic. That's the only person who can really build it in the early game. So I mean, DM's game is going to be hard, as we've stated multiple times, because he's playing versus that clockwork, but that's just going to continue to make it harder. He his own force staff.
I think so, yeah. A lot of weight to catch Kingslayer from distance if he's they're aware of his position. Hook shots, kisses, he blinks, of course, coming in. Huge range from the Drow. It's not a very safe battlefield for this silencer to show his face.
No, he really has to hide because mobile's just so damn important. And him is starting to get really underfarmed. He's like surpassed by the Fireless point soon, only 700 away. We do getting a ton on the map. Almost Lotus Orb done, actually. He's away from Lotus Orb on that fire. So he'll have his way to be able to cover his teammates, cover himself. They're scouting the tower to the rocket. It's scout DM. And he gets the...
That's a deep picture there for DY. Underneath the tower, he finds the DM. They're pushing back in. He's actually going to use the slam, but they've got the damage. DM will fall. They've lost Kingslayer. VEENOMON are up on the back. And it's Magnus all the way onto the tower. Come on there onto the Drow. BP, they're able to... They may have lost 2 underneath the tower, but losing 2 cores in response for that gaming as BP, they are able to punish that pretty aggressive dive.
Great target prioritization. That GPK just sees Drow. He blinks, coils, and they have ways to catch up to her.
Now GPK is, yeah, prioritization the last few fights has been, you know, if he keeps this up, Poyo is just not going to be able to play that game in the fights until they sort of get that extra ammo line. BKB still quite a while to wait for the Drow range. Until that's there, GPK is going to be doing this every single time.
Yep. He really does have his number, and we did mention multiple times, right? A little bit of a tough lane, could be a bit of a tough game versus the silent and versus the instant stun of DK. 0-4 on GPK.
Nice.
That's an excellent game.
He's definitely showing his power at the moment.
And Nightfall also almost has an eye of Scotty finished up on the Deuce very early.
Saving DM. Finding DY.
Will he go down?
Oh, probably good. Okay,
The creep.
Oh,
Stop hitting him.
It's like, nah, I'm good. I'll let VP take the kill.
I got they're both just tipping each other back and forth 11. A lot of damage he's going to take from the current as well as that vessel. Over 1,000 even. And as we mentioned, Scotty's already done for Nightfall. Very early time.
He's looking pretty solid, you know, already about 2k ahead of that of the farm Poyo. So Poyo is got to get that BKB, then they've got to look to get things done. If they try for anything again before that BKB is online and Poyo gets jumped again and taken out of the team fight once more, BP are going to be able to create quite a big distance between their own Medusa and the enemy Drow.
And it's a really, I actually really like that he went. We've been seeing it more, but the early Scotty pickup versus DK and Drow. DK going to be in range for him. He's going to get slowed extra. Drow ever gets hit once, it's that'll be strong.
Very, very quick with the blink there. And with that blink, I think, yeah, he's going to get himself in a position where VP can't go for him anymore. They'll try and turn for DY, but DY, he's closing on Kingslayer. He's caught the silencer. Hasn't got enough damage on his own to push up into Kingslayer, though. With the rest of VP standing on their side. Oh, let him looking for the jump. He is now able to get the hold onto Kingslayer. He's got the setup onto DM. Jump over the Dragon Tail. DM will turn the Fisher, but the burn from the kisses and the Dragon finishes him off. As VP, they felt they were in a favorable position there up on the high ground, but VEENOMON showing that they weren't afraid to make the jump. And this time around, Kingslayer just much further forth than the rest of his team. It's a little out of position at the time.
So, as you mentioned, waiting for that BKB before he looks to really take it on fight. Kingslayer's, Nightfall's in an excellent position. Right now, they did use the DK for still PFO, so I'm not sure if VP can force shoot here onto anything, but they are grouping up for something. Rallying around this Medusa is going to be a good idea.
Down and VP ready to go up the high ground, but Vici Gaming are there waiting. Made the jump further, DM is missed the slam! They get the first on one, but no slams follow up here. It's a pretty tanky Magnus. See if they actually are able to finish him off. They are. Fisher's down, but can't escape and take out the mag there. There's a couple of the big ults that initiation lead.
That's a pretty clean disengage, if I say so myself, from Vici. They show the DK, but his DK form is ending, so it's an ideal situation for him to show, blink out, only lose one. Nightfall.
The high ground on himself. He's feeling pretty strong. I mean, he is very tough, and he is getting away with it. Now Poyo, he's got to right now, but they're into the scar. He's caught in the powerball. They're trying to get the trap out of there, but they couldn't even get it on. Poyo's almost down. BO3 is also going to be chased out. Get jumps forward. Slap to the face. 4 on Vici Gaming. And my goodness, not falling where he knew he could get away with it. Just waltz to the high ground of the Stusa. Vici Gaming, they try and make a go on him, and it's his farm showing off. You know, he's at the top of the net worth. There's these items just flying in. Dragonlance, Scuddy, SMY. He is massive. And Vici Gaming, if it's not a fully coordinated 5 heroes going on him, they struggle to kill him at this stage.
And they knew there's no DK form. I mean, most of Vici had lost, was not available, right? Like Magnus was still dead, DK form was down. Outrangers, BKB was sitting on the courier above him. I don't know what happened. Like, looked like it wasn't delivering. He had the courier over him and it wasn't delivering, and then the puck just killed it. I'd have to see it again because I caught it at the last second, but I thought he had it already out onto him, but yeah, I guess the courier just didn't deliver it in time. So 2 minutes, no BKB.
Oh, I like quick jump. Mooring. Here's the Divine. Now over here to the side, skill back. This is a very dead Willow.
Here I am.
Mori already looking for more. Was trying to catch the cover, but BKB Dragon form up for him.
Nightfall. Just leaps and bounds ahead though, not just in the gold. He's 4 levels ahead of Poyoyo as
Level
well.
20 here, just 24 minutes in.
And as we mentioned, minute left until the courier respawns with Poyoyo's BKB. They're already pinging him out. Like DM's considering even making a go onto him.
I mean, look at this. Watch that swinging around here back into VP's favor.
Ini lagi itu bang,
In this sort of early mid game.
lagi nonton pertandingan pro player. Ki Dota 2 internasional kayak ya pertandingan pro player gitu.
No, and as you said, you know, you cannot understate how difficult of a puck game this is. But GPK here on the main stage, bringing it out against some of the tougher heroes to play this hero into.
Yeah, he's not into it like a Nyx assassin plus it all, but yeah, into the Gust and into Clockwork and DK can always be difficult, and he's been super active.
Wih, puknya garang puknya. Lama banget nggak ke Dota. Itu nonton permainan pro player.
I mean, can sort of see it there. Sort of look at this Medusa and saying, what do we do? How do we approach fights now into VP when we know that Nightfall's always going to be around by their side?
They were waiting for BKB. It finally respawns with Courier, so now Poyoyo's much safer. He can play Dota. Without a BKB in this game, it was like he could really do nothing. He gets done every time. And they are
Ini gamenya bener-bener game ngeri bro. Wah, bisa nyetung kayak gitu. Wih. Waduh. Kena tuh. Wih. Gila. Wih. Kena. Enggak kena. Wih, malah kayak. Waduh. ES. Wih. Waduh. Carry-nya kena tuh. Wah. Gila. Musuh tiga cuy. Ngeri banget. Hard carry tuh. Tuh dia hard carry-nya ngeri banget Medusa tuh. Ngeri banget emang. Untuk carry-nya jadi tuh. Coba lihat carry-nya. Wah, ini 2 item jadi 4 ting.
Nightfall sort of says, well, thank you. You're giving Nightfall the high ground there. Not necessarily the high you normally expect to want to be in on the enemy's base, but it worked out that time.
Still seeing severe damage issues, really. Nightfall just 6,000 ahead. He's about to have a literal full item ahead of that Drow Ranger. And Drow's had to go for more defensive builds, as we mentioned multiple times. She doesn't have the liberty to be able to go for these straight damage items.
And Slivers will up to Nightfall.
Oh boy. Starting to feel real difficult for Vici to do much of anything, even though they've all these items to counteract the global.
Baru tahu Dota mirip ML. Baru tahu ya. Dota itu udah dari tahun sebelum ML lahir, udah tahun berapa ya? Udah lama banget sih Dota. Tapi kalau Dota 2 2013. Dota 2 yang grafiknya HD gini. Game sahur banget, sulit banget cuy ini. Waduh, kena tuh. Mati. Wah, garang banget medusanya cuy. Woi. Woyo, medusanya di disabler, mananya hampir habis. Waduh, kena tuh. Wih. Gila, stunnya berapa detik tuh? Kalau di Dota itu stunnya lama banget cuy. Kalau di ML kan cuma berapa detik, ini udah berkali-kali lipatnya. Medusanya dari tank ya. Wow, agak fail tuh sih. Waduh, tanknya pulang tanknya. Lihat tanknya dulu. Oh, tanknya belum, masih jadi gituan sih. Ayo dikejar ayo. Nih, mati kon. Nek wi. Loh, kok hilang? Kok ngilang? Lah, orangnya yang di Magnus ya. Lah, kok bisa ngilang? Ajaib bener deh. Oh, mereka ada 1, 2, 3 tank cuy. Tim 2 ada 3 tank. Kalau tim 1 ada cuma 1 tank. Itu pun juga gak nge-tank banget. Lu bisa KO sih. Kena tuh. Aduh, lo kabur. Nah itu. Hero asan ini. Lord yang ini ngelord. Mantep gua. Bisa diginiin enggak? Enggak bisa.
And I don't think they expected him to be able to show in the way that he has. Yep. This is just top GPK play.
Aduh. Glegean.
No, we did see in the first series of the day, Magnus was the hero of the series. Silencer now game's looking real hot.
Di Pak paramu weh. Wah ini, wayu weh. Ini cok. Oh mati. Benda bisa ngapa-ngapain tanknya. Nope, indok pinoy serupus apa tuh? Wah kena cuy. Waduh di silent. Duh kok bisa? Kok iso sih? Silent kok iso? Betul. Payo kalah wes. Wah. Waduh dipulangin cuy. Ayo. Terus mundur. Wah, Ngeri banget. Apakah bisa comeback? Tapi kelihatannya kok nggak bisa. Karena sana towernya utuh cuy. Karena yang penting towernya itu. Atau turret ya kalau di ML. Hampir 1 jam. Udah tahu GPX gak bang? GPX apaan ya? GPX pertandingan 56. Ya kalau Dota itu emang gila, emang ngeri lama banget. Aku pernah main itu 1 jam lebih pernah aku. Nggak selesai. Ngeri emang. Ini seru banget sih kalau pro player main. Magnus lol. Magnus itu Tigreal ya kalau di ML. Bisa ngumpulin lawan kemudian nyurung. Emang dulu ML itu ngeklon ya kayak niru game di Dota. Hero di Dota sih. Kayak Varanko gitu ada juga di Dota namanya Putge. Oh, hampir gila tank sampai gitu. Gila itu tank aja. Wah, ngeri banget sih. Tank itu sekali hit gitu, burst damage-nya ya Allah, tanknya nggak jadi ternyata. Wah, ini lumayan sih. Ini cuma jadi gitu. Aduh, ini cuma ya receh. Udah mekalah sih. Ini lihat itemnya udah jadi. Kalau ML ini udah full itemnya, pastilah. Ini masih, aduh, hemnya gini. Itu ada, kalau di Dota itu ada semacam ward ya. Kan gelap itu sebagian map. Jadi kasih ward itu bisa bisa nyala gitu mapnya. Jadi tidak ada istilah rumput ya. I can see my chat box. Go. Wow.
Showing in all lanes. That's when you're super confident that they can't make any move to punish you.
Oh, kalau ML nggak pernah main sih sampai jam segitu. ML nanti belum tahu ya, lihat ini dulu. Kayak jam berapa ya nih? Kayaknya ya kalau jam 9 belum selesai mungkin belum main sih, atau mungkin main cuma 1-2 game gitu. Agak aja nonton turnamen nih, Dra. GPZ nggak tahu GPZ nggak tahu. Wayo, GPX apa ya GPX tuh?
Save down for a minute here, Vici Gaming. Can be confident that VP won't make a
Hello.
play for this window. The question is if they want to try and get something. What's it? 6-4. Still won't be easy. But might be something to work with.
They have to find someone that's not
Ini
and probably not GPK, because he is also quite immortal. 34 armor on the puck.
nonton nih Indra.
To get round to the back line. See if he can get the line onto the silencer, onto
Cari di
Kingslayer.
YT-GPX. Oke, nanti tak cari ya.
GPX.
GPX.
And the reasoning is because it's that plus armor versus the marksmanship, so he's just that much tankier. Like I was mentioning, he was super tanky. Now, sure,
Wih.
as soon as I said he does the spell prism, which is like the
Wih,
most fortunate
ada
item
yang
for
terbang-terbang cuy.
you see the reasoning of why he was carrying it for so long
Bisa
in the game.
terbang-terbang gitu. Agak nim ya.
Moment has passed and
Oh,
nothing
Scepter.
to be done even with one hero off the
Ganim
map.
Scepter. Saya mumbul.
Not-
Wah, ini memang king nih.
Immediately
Ayo.
group up and try and get the jump from
Paket
the
loss
lower
agak
ground.
demon nih.
The way the GPK has been playing, if he catches anybody up there, he will quickly get himself in and out of the base of Vici Gaming to start the fight off.
Too bad draw no damage. Iya, carry-nya cuma sitok. Sebenarnya ini gak carry, cuma gak jadi.
Anyway, just to push. And they are still smoked, especially on the two backline heroes, the Earthshaker and the Silencer, who had a rough game in the early game, but ever since the early game, it's just been easy
Ini
for them.
patut dilihat lah kalau turnamen kayak gini. Ini turnamen hari kedua cuy.
VP all started grouping up.
Nanti malam ada lagi cuma jam 12. Aduh.
VP really, yeah, look at that confidence, like just really
Nggak
starting to get
jadi
the
loh jam
taunts going
12.
as they should. Win probability at 90%.
They did certainly struggle in game one, so having this sort of a game two performance is going to be huge.
Gila, sudah 40 menit lah.
Back so and I believe they prevented them from getting any of their tier 4 items too. They haven't been able to find a single neutral.
Ini
inside
dia.
Vici.
Ayo, ayo, ayo. Wes, mau ngegeng nggak jadi cuy.
Dyer's middle tower is
A
under
little
attack.
Pulang.
and they try and make the move. Nobody to be caught.
Kalau di Dota itu pulangnya pakai scroll,
And look to reset.
pakai item scroll itu.
I'm getting some spawns there for Poyo.
Kayak ini ya, tahun portal scroll.
Still not
Coba lihat
quite enough.
medusanya. Wih, medusanya udah jadi cuy.
Struggle
Udah full item nih.
versus that Medusa.
Now move the BKB on
Ya,
nine
medusanya
forwards.
nomor 1 memang
To the point where he
golnya.
can stand tall on the high ground, take these objectives with very little of
Padahal dulu nomor
anything being able to
3
be done by Vici's heroes
cuma no
against him.
damage. Oh, mau bikin butterfly deh.
Become pretty much invincible.
40 plus
Surprised they haven't
min.
just gone into the Roche pit again.
Radiant are scanning for enemy.
Wah, kalau propeller itu nggak kegabah mainnya. Dia mau nunggu gitu. Karena yang dikejar kemenangan, coy. Bisa saja di comeback dengan sangat mudah, itu sangat mungkin. Oke, thank you ya. Thank you itu gaming dan tuh yang tuh.
I mean, there's only so much more that he can really pick up at this stage. He is an incredible peak of power here. We see on the CS,
Whoa,
550 CS in this 14-minute game.
Level 27 as well, so on top of Butterfly, has the evasion talent too, so again, even more so mentioning how much Strauss is going to struggle.
And with that into the pit now. Vici Gaming are not going to be able to make any move over here. They're still going to have to play the waiting game. Stepping out towards Roshan is not an option.
Wait till what? Alright, because they aren't, like we said, Butterfly is done for Poyoyo, DK's finished Zagan
Whoa.
and Scepter, so they're starting to get all these items, but how are they going to kill Medusa?
They've got 3 of them heading over. Not full squad. Maybe seeing if they can some sort of Aegis steal, but as it is, VP themselves have backed out of the pit to even get that little bit of an opportunity for maybe DY to make some smart play with a hook shot. So they don't push on for the Roche.
I think
Ngeri,
Medusa's
ngeri.
a little bit too hesitant.
You think they can just go?
I think they can just go in there. This Medusa is enormous. They have global for coverage too. I guess they are feel for of the steal,
They just
like
don't
you were
want to steal,
mentioning.
yeah.
But
Wih,
they know where he is now. That rocket giveaway's positioning. He's going to see the sentry too. Now they're 100% where they see DY.
He's doing his best to get an angle to try and get in on this.
wih, kena tuh Dewa 1.
As he's gone, VP
Oh, dapat lagi.
safe as they possibly could there,
Waduh,
really.
udah
So
ya,
down
super
the
ya.
bottom, PYW
Isi
also
fit.
taken out. I mean, VP, they're just really leaving nothing. They're keeping all of their exits covered in this game.
That is very true. They will find PYW, who's been split pushing most of the game. I mean, 8-3.
Kalah cuy kayaknya.
He quietly sliding along with some excellent score for his team, but you just feel that gloom just continuing to come. There's no solution for the Medusa.
Nggak bayaran kalah. Iya.
But do they have anywhere near the damage to take this man down the once, let alone the twice? And it doesn't look like it. Nightfall still in fighting shape. Little bit of a bruising, but
Oh gila. Gila cuy. Bisa di era tetrek. Gitu, bah ngeri sumpah. Suwe. Iki hei kena woi. Wah, gila. Oh, kena. Wah, gila ndak habis-habis iki padahal tanker loh. Carry padahal. Gila cuy. Udah ini habis dah. Yes, aduh wis menang. Udah menang ya. Asli dah. Langsung nyerah biasanya kalau tahu gini. Wah enggak cuy. Ngeri cuy, enggak nyerah cuy. Enggak nyerah cuy ternyata.
It really is just one of those games to be able to pull out this sort of performance on the main stage. GPK, no whatsoever. Just look at the net worth. I mean, Nightfall has been having the most insane game when it comes to farming, but GPK, because of these plays and these kills, he's nearly as farmed as his Medusa.
He is like about to have nothing else he can purchase except for Moon Shard. He has the bot. I mean, bots too, fine, but he's got a tag and spot, once he spent gold. He's got everything. That is ridiculous.
I mean, I enjoy it now, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think GPK is going to get a player's puck again here.
No,
teams aren't letting this through.
Especially now when they have all these heroes that are just like, I mean, that they would have liked versus expect that DK just unable to find any grabs on him. Yeah, it's been the GPK show really. And Vici, it really feels like they've been trapped inside their base now for what feels like 10-15 minutes. VP. I feel like VP is
Ngeri cuy. Nyata belum bisa memenangkan pertandingan.
We're gonna suffocate you. We're gonna make you feel miserable inside your base. And look at, I mean, it's Vici this time around stuck in their base. Probably quite miserable for the last 10 to 15 minutes.
This is what you want to do, you know, get into getting the equalizer. You know, there's gonna be one more game to the series if you can close this. But we'll make sure that you've been able to push your enemy into a pretty rough mental state before the final game.
Ini ngomong Geng, alah tewas kok. Dewean pisan ya Allah. Yes.
No buyback, of course, still for it. Still love call after the last fight.
Kok bisa loh dewean. Kena carry-nya. Oh. Lolos cuy, yes kalah ini. Waduh. Wih. Halah, nyerah ya. Virtus.Pro yang menang cuy. Oke. Wah. Waduh, ini cuma mati satu kali cuy. Ngeri memang GPK cuy. Wih. Oh.
Pretty good start, and then it was just a GPK show, finding him over and over and over again. Same thing with the Willow. Very good plays coming out from all of VP, just getting on top of the targets, knowing who to prioritize. Excellent game from them. Couldn't ask for more.
That really was. They knew exactly what to get done then. It'll be very interesting to see how Vici Gaming returns to this and tries to break down this approach from VP. Of course, they did try something this game, Vici Gaming, that we haven't seen too much. We have seen a bit of Drow here and there, but it's not really been the go-to carry of the patch. So maybe some sort of testing out there that they won't return to in Game 3, as I imagine they'll try something different. They're definitely going to have to consider taking away some of these strengths from VP, though. Yeah, GPK Puck, Nightfall on the deuce of these two cores just popping off this game. As VP, they'll get the equalizer for now. 1-1 between Virtus.Pro and Vici Gaming right now.
People were doubting Virtus.Pro's mental fortitude, and I think this game proves that they were wrong to do so, because they just made an incredible comeback. Lizard, what happened?
What happened is, you put it really well, an incredible comeback. The Puck versus the Drow Ranger, we were talking in the green room quite a bit about the interaction, but the interaction that I want to talk about at the beginning, just for a little while, is the Earthshaker and his ultimate. Not sure what was happening over there.
Should we not? We didn't see anything.
However, it played a mental game versus Vici Gaming. They see him, he's using his ulti, hitting no one. Then they're like, okay, let's go. They go all in, and then the counterplays happen. And the Drow goes a little bit too deep. The Puck ulti follows up, and every single teamfight had the same storyline. If Puck gets on top of the Drow Ranger, the teamfight is won for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, Puck was completely popping off GPK. We said after the first game ended, we wanted to see him on something playmaking, not on Razor. He's not that type of a hero, because you can do so many things with Puck. You know, you can play in the back lines. He finished this game with 13-1 and 11. He had Poyoyo's number. I think it also comes down to Poyoyo's item build. He bought Falcon Blade as his first item, so that he delayed his BKB timing, which was very crucial in this game. They needed to keep the pressure out on the map, but GPK was just completely dominating Poyoyo in every single fight, getting on top of him. And also we can go back to GPK's item build in this game. Going for the Witchblade into Blink Dagger, Boots of Travel to be even putting out more pressure on the map, playing the side lanes, and kind of counter-fighting, counter-reacting to whatever Clockwork is doing.
Yeah, it felt like for Vici they couldn't move around the map as quickly as they'd like. Like, yeah, they had all these heroes that theoretically answered the Puck, theoretically answered the Earthshaker with the Clockwork, the DK with the Insta-Stun, but they just weren't able to... I mean, they needed to be more active, but that's just not what Vici Gaming do well. So they were kind of sitting back and, well, you're letting this Medusa free farm. Medusa looking like a really key hero for this matchup.
Yeah, there was a point, actually, where we started seeing the RPs into skewers into the base, and that was actually helping VP initiate.
That was helping them, yeah. At one point, when Medusa is so big, you even want to switch up one item to get that Blink Dagger to blink behind the enemy lines and pop that ulti. So one extra thing about that skewer back is you're playing versus a Drow Ranger, so it's even better that you're getting up close. And in that scenario, I think the best bet for yourself is to plant that Drow Ranger on the high ground and defend from the high ground, not let the Medusa climb it.
What's the role of the Mag then? What was Old 11 supposed to do?
Well, usually Magnus isn't paired with a Drow Ranger or range carries for a reason, and this is probably one of them. However, I want to say that maybe the inexperience of Poyoyo played a part in this game, because he was joining way too many teamfights, way too many pushes. I feel Dragonite should have been the driving force of these pushes and not Drow Ranger. Tier 2 on the bottom lane, the fight that they lost there was the beginning of their downfall.
Well, I would like to hear from Virtus.Pro themselves, as we have there an interview with their team captain to tell us all about the team.
Virtus.Pro is one of the most well-known organizations in the CIS region, a powerhouse with a long history of strong DPC finishes and major tournament victories. And yet, a run at TI that matches that reputation has eluded them. This time could be different. This year's VP roster is packed with younger players, all of whom have zero experience on the TI main stage. And that seems to be intentional. In an odd twist, the whole squad was playing together as VP Prodigy, the youth team, when the organization abruptly brought them up to replace the entirety of the main VP roster.
Добавляет ли давление то, что вы представляете Virtus.Pro как организацию, что вы топ-1 команда своего региона, или это, наоборот, вас больше заряжает, мотивирует на качественную игру на какую-то?
Да, на самом деле, оно это и заряжает, и добавляет и давление одновременно. Ну, тем более за последние 5 лет она была лидирующей в СНГ. Это и очень сильно нас заряжает, и дальше продолжить как бы эпоху, ну, того старого золотого состава ВП. Мы очевидно хотим быть чем-то подобным. Да, я думаю, у нас в целом просто сильные игроки. Определенная связь между друг другом. И думаю, все это нам может помочь, чтобы занять одно из самых лучших мест на нете.
VP dominated their region throughout the DPC season. Despite coming into each major in first place, they failed to finish in the top 6 at either event.
Может, это все-таки для нашей команды был не самый лучший формат с точки зрения сразу прохода в плей-офф. Мы заходим просто в плей-офф и играем нашу первую игру, как будто бы это просто игра нашей всей жизни. Мы все играем под нереальным каким-то прежером. И просто заходим, не делаются вещи, которые всегда у нас делаются на КВ и так далее. Суть даже не в том, что у кого-то трясутся руки или что-то. Атмосфера в игре совсем не та, которая обычно у нас в играх. В любом случае, это нам дало огромный опыт, эти два мажора. Эти игры под давлением. После мажоров мы довольно много разговаривали командой. И я думаю, что мы на следующих турнирах будем лучше справляться с давлением. И это нам точно поможет на интернешнале.
Now at TI-10, Save acknowledges they'll need to find that mental toughness they seem to lack in the majors if they hope to meet or surpass the expectations of a Virtus.Pro squad. His motivation to do so has been building over years of TI memories, from well before he had the chance to take the stage himself.
Помню, сидел ночью, смотрел на планшете пятый инт, там, когда ЕГЭ выигрывали, Сумейл, все дела. И да, он меня очень сильно замотивировал. С того момента я начал следить вообще за всеми играми на про-сцене. Как на примере ОГ с 9-го инта, что на самом деле у них есть огромная структура, которую они провели при подготовке к этому интернешналу. Что касается именно морали и так далее, да, у них именно в самой игре прослеживается огромная работа, которую они провели.
Комбинация факторов, да?
Да, я думаю, решает именно и то, и то. И, очевидно, это то, к чему будем стремиться в нашей подготовке перед интернешнл. Прямо сейчас у меня нет никаких ожиданий, как бы... Это первый интернешнл для нас всех. И никто не знает, что вообще будет на этом турнире из нас. И, очевидно, постараемся бороться с давлением, как мы можем, и показать нашу лучшую игру.
Вот это неизведанное, оно больше пугает немного? Или наоборот, это какой-то челлендж, который тебе интересно было бы преодолеть? То есть...
Да, я бы сказал, да, что это определенный челлендж, который мы хотим преодолеть, все-таки узнать вообще, что такое интернешнл, как там люди играют, насколько сильно показатель эмоций зашкаливает в играх и так далее.
The storyline that everyone talks about with Virtus.Pro, a young...
Navi. Coba lihat Navi dah. Waduh, downloading adaan. Waduh, lama ini. Oh enggak, ding. Coba Navi kapan ini? Navi, Dendi tidak ada ya, Dendi udah keluar ya.
Здоров.
Мы уже не тренились, мы уже...
За слот Wildcard, если проигрывают, то гамбит просто туда едут и все. В общем, очень важный матч. Вообще, по драфту, вот что можно сказать. Нави в прошлой серии такая вот проблема у них была. Очень пассивно играли, не могли там задавить, хотя преимущества набирали хорошо. Здесь смотришь драфт, но опять, мне кажется, пассивно. Опять Нарка, которая фармит, Врескин, который 15 минут фармит, Легионка, которая там по карте тоже бегать особо не хочет в начале. И не знаю, вот поменяется ли что-то у Нави в этой карте по сравнению.
To counteract each other. Navi, I think, maybe a little bit of a better one, because I do really like their lane setups, especially Wraith King AA. Strong. We've seen it tested so many times. It's unbelievably potent. We've seen this TA versus Puck matchups a million times. The TA just ends up dominating it because you can farm small camp plus pressure Puck out of the lane around level 5. The bottom lane, that's the one I'm going to be looking at mostly. Let's see how this Hoodwink and Legion Commander is able to do versus what I think is going to be a Snapfire.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, is this going to be a lane? Will we see like some early levels of Howl? Because I'm guessing Howl and Little Shredder is going to be quite nice for the minus armor.
Yes, there is the Dispel though, right? Little Shredder, you can dispel the minus armor off of it, so it's like, we'll see if they do go down that route. Because I usually still see the same thing for most of these Lycans. It's you're still getting, you want Feral Impulse really like max as early as possible because it gives such a ridiculous bonus.
Wih, kok ganti nama bang? Hei, malah Evos. Evos. Dota bang. Kan Evos bang.
He's on track to get a pretty good farm rate going here earlier on.
I wish I would see people actually get Howl, but yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case.
GPX and DPs.
Howl, Shredder, Dispel. See you later. So.
Kenapa ganti nama? Bang Tito Gaming ya?
Not even just the 1 point. It's just not really worth a value point. No.
No, and your wolves can't be
Wah, tadi ini paknya itu ngeri banget cuy. Kalau di ML itu pak apa ya? Bisa ngilang-ngilang gitu. Apa ya kalau hero-nya di ML?
Lycan dictates the pace. Lycan can go for that early Roshan while it can prevent Navi from getting in, and then they can actually steamroll push towers.
Keren sih hero-nya itu.
Navi has a very nice draft, and they've got
Bisa ngilang ya.
Sure. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, ultimately, this is. It seems like pretty obvious that this game is a game where if Puck Champ don't steamroll it with this Lycan and with this Puck mid, they will.
Mana mau tengok VPV VSVG bang.
I absolutely do think so. All these heroes can become quite squishy when you're playing versus all this minus armor that will be.
Oh, tadi sudah playback aja. Playback tadi udah selesai. Playback coba. Tadi aku telat juga sih. Ini aku coba mau nonton D&D. Kamu bisa putar ulang YouTube-nya.
Later on, TA has Meld Dispel, which is always really effective versus that too. So yeah, we will see.
Yeah, I mean, and do you sort of join T with his excitement about Legion? I hear we don't see a lot, but do you feel there is some sort of untapped potential with this hero?
I think this hero is actually pretty broken, to be honest with you. Played in the right games, it can just win you the game single-handedly because you just sit back and you press the attack bar. We saw Secret do it once, I believe, here in the EU region, but in China, XXS runs rampant on this hero. He goes like the same build every game.
Sort of the aura build.
He does the aura build every game, and usually ends. Most of the games, honestly, he ends the game like 1-8 as a Legion commander. But his cores are just dominating the game because they're just enabled so nicely from him. But he really does actually have like 8 deaths every game.
Oh, ini carry-nya si itu.
Bracer, pipe, and then just shard, blink, and whatever else.
Lana ya. Sampai lupa nama-nama hero di Dota, cuy. Saking lama nggak main Dota. Putar ulang ya kalau pengen nonton Vici tadi. Aku nggak dari awal sih, cuma dari tengah-tengah 15 menit atau 10 menitan. Kalau Dota itu emang lama banget sih. Dota itu emang, aduh, pokoknya lama banget. Lama pakai banget gamenya. Aku coba bikin streaming di
You're not gonna ever kill this light leech commander. You just have to play around last hitting with your wolves. Because if you actually just hit the legion, then she just turns and hits you back with her moment of courage procs from your extra attacks. So just gotta play it really passive down here until you do see like a big misstep. Or you see the Hoodwink leave the lane and you see an opportunity with Shredder and stuff like that versus Ramses. As we already see, Roger is starting to stack, as we saw him back up there for a second. Starting to get those ready.
And for Krilla on the Lycan, what is the build? Is Echo Saber, is it you do still get the arm after the Echo Saber, or can you skip the arm?
I've seen it so far just 3 deviations of builds. I saw a couple pub games. I haven't really seen too many officials, but I saw a Dominator build. I saw Echo every single game, and then I saw also another game where they just went Echo Deso. And they just go for just playing super aggressive.
Wow, mau dihajar, ayo.
I think he's just gonna. I don't really know what his second item will be in particular this game, because it does look like there's a lot of difficult things he has to deal with.
Cuma muter-muter gitu aja.
But Echo definitely core.
Wah, itu ada logonya Navi. Tahun kapan deh ini mainnya?
Look at this, Roger. Getting a nice early medallion pick up too. I like this.
There's not really a whole lot PuckChamp can really ever do about these stats. They don't have anything over here, so these are going to be completely safe for Na'Vi to take it their wish.
Definitely a concern, Roger. See that level 2 Shredder coming into work. Painful. Always want to fly. Ooh. Just have to watch himself a little bit on that retaliate. Quite a bit of damage. This lane gets stronger now. As soon as Astral hits level 3, that's when Phoenix actually starts to be able to pressure a bit. Before that, the lane is very difficult to actually get aggressive. So we could see always want to fly die up here. But Mela's constantly sitting low. So probably unable to make that aggressive move from the Centaur and Phoenix onto the AA. V2, he should be fine unless he just really oversteps his bounds.
No, Papa Tango now, Melas.
Yeah.
Yeah, V2 trying to poke at Astral here, but the spirits are out.
My god, these stacks are tremendous. Level 6 already on TA, by the way. It's pre-5-minute level 6
Have they just stacked? I don't think if they missed many stacks at all, they're pretty much getting every minute right.
Yeah, pretty much here. Bottom Ramses.
Game 2 bang.
Has gone for a couple more points in the moment of courage.
Oh, game 2.
Sorry, in the
Maksudnya game 2.
Like the wolves and stuff like that. Does want to be able to secure last hits. He's doing great, so can't complain
Ini
about the build. I know
Navi versus siapa ya tadi?
Definitely appropriate to go for the
Oh,
nuke.
tahu.
They also have there's a kill hero.
Yeah. Yeah, they're between the two of them. Did he juke them? They don't know where he's gone.
Oh, there he is.
Now they'll find him. Have they got enough?
It's about to end.
Ramses is away. He's able to get out there. Nice moves from Ramses will keep him alive.
And that's one really important thing is the shapeshift. You would have to get yourself a kill with the first shapeshifter. It feels quite awful. As Astro will be able to get himself away, but yeah, first shapeshift unable to find much of anything. Sometimes we've seen a lot, like the rotations on mid, like especially if you have a hero like Puck versus TA, you coil and then the Lycan just like wraps around from behind and like just sandwiches. But first shapeshift not gonna be successful. Go down.
Desperate. He's been putting the work in here, making these moves every time he sees an opportunity to freeze. As Iceberg, Ramses, they'll run down Melez. Melez is going to be able to blink out. He is. Melez will manage to survive here. He blinks back to safety. Ramses trying to chase down Dakaris, but can he die for this Ramses? He's underneath the tower. He'll stomp out, as Ramses won't be able to go any further.
That's most of the ults. That's 4 of them used, and they can't even get themselves actually any. But they couldn't even kill the AA. I saw the Lycan run in trying to kill him, and then he's, oh god, I might die. As Sideblade silence, or sorry, trap silence from the shard. We'll be able to just take out the Phoenix in no time. This game is pretty impossible for poor PuckChamp to have a chance at recovery.
Yeah, up to the high ground they go, Na'Vi. Yeah. They know that they can keep pushing on with this armlet if they want to. No Astral on the Phoenix for 30 seconds. Even with those that are up, 20 seconds on Dreamcock, 20 seconds on Stampede, 40 seconds on the Kisses.
Na'Vi is not messing around with their item choices this game. Also versus that Lycan.
Yeah, there's clearly no experimentation here from Na'Vi. This is just straight up just putting out what they think to be the best, and it is looking to be the best. It is. They drop the play. Iceberg is ready to do a little bit of casual diving here, getting a little closer to the tier 4s, but he can. He's got a haste route.
And there's the shard from the Legion. He does go for it instead of the blink. They'll find Roger in the back lines, but your base is dead. Let's get a courier as well. Ow. Please, guys, come back.
Ini dia. Udah kalah.
Gonna have to come to a pretty abrupt end now. As soon as Vici steps close. Just having to watch from the side, he can't get going into this fight.
Wih, gila. Wah, tewas nih. Wih.
22-9 here, 21k lead at 27 minutes in. This, you know, as I said,
Oh, kalah coy.
series here for Na'Vi. They still want to make their way to the major, and you can feel it. This was no messing around.
Kalah cuy, ternyata.
This is the level that you should expect from Na'Vi. That's sort of just top performance.
Yeah, 3 winning lanes, great drafting coming out from them.
Oke, itu dia. Wes. Logonya kayak Nike. Best of 3 bisa. Kalau 5.000, wah, ngeri banget. Hadiahnya.
More inside of the laning phase, I'm not sure. It's a really interesting approach because we also have, you know, the ET is played as a 5 and the Bane is played as a 4. So both teams kind of changing things from the norm.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting to see it. We'll see how it pays off.
And we'll see how...
Oke. Udah mulai ternyata. Oke lah. Ronde 2. Ronde kedua ternyata cuy. Ronde kedua ini cuy. Wah ini. Ronde kedua. Ronde 2. Oh iya.
你这么菜，你队友不会生气吧，哥哥
？Masih lanjut cuy, ronde kedua. Ini ronde kedua cuy. Wih bang. Wih. Tito.
Never refuse gold given. for enemies.
Gue lupa kalau masih ada game 2-nya tadi. Agak telat sih, cuma telat 1 menit lah. Karena lagi nonton Navi dulu.
我不理解。
File limit Ember. GPK, it's game bot GPK. Oke. Wah, iya. Dan ada Discord gak Bang Tito? Gamenya, FB gamenya apa? Mantap lah, bisa mabar bareng, bisa bikin konten bareng.
Dire have fortified their structures against attack.
Oh. Oh, pakai HP ya? Iya, nggak ada yang nonton, nggak apa. Emang awal-awal gitu, emang sulit bang cari pemain, para penonton itu emang sulit banget sih. Tapi ya nggak apa-apa lah, ya suatu saat pasti ada lah. Karena ini kan cuma hobi juga. Ya kalau mungkin dapat penghasilan ya iseng-iseng berhadiah. Gitu. Pakai HP juga, oke. Berarti aplikasi HP-nya juga, aplikasinya juga pakai HP ya? Aku pakai PC semua soalnya bang.
Radiant should look to their middle tower. Dire's bottom tower is in danger.
Jarang muncul.
The flames rush forth.
Oh, ya stromnya kehabisan mana kayaknya strom. Ayo. Wih, kena nggak? Kok kameranya nggak diarahin situ sih? Lo kenal lo. Wah ini konyol nih spektatornya. Survive recap.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Russian. English.
To try to catch up somehow.
Lovely stacks here for Rory. So back on track for the next time in this game.
Ini dia. Mati nggak? Mati. Wih, mati 2.
Not worth it for Yo-Yo at all. Just wants to get out, but GPK again just being this ruthless killer as we saw him in last game too. Obviously making moves around the map.
Absolutely. Poyo's game last game too. Pretty miserable. He's never going to do the exact same. This pretty signs of that beginning.
Don't think we'll see Poyoyo's face for quite some time anymore. I think he's just going to look to just hit the jungle for the next few moments, and he has to. He's already 900 behind the Luna. Once you get it, if Luna gets an advantage at the beginning, then she's going to outfarm that Terror Blade. With the Mask of Madness already finished up level 9, max glaives. It's only level 7 on Poyoyo. He doesn't have the mobility, he doesn't have the same levels at all to be able to get that farm going to match.
Ada kata ogling ning dur. Wait.
He is being so aggressive on this Storm Spirit.
DY has to be very cautiously shown, but sticking to the trees, he won't be jumping down anytime soon. This tower will have to be let.
Oke, main ML dulu aja.
Trying to see if we can find save behind the tower here. Won't be the case. Save will not be receiving any backup here either by the looks of it.
Ini masih mungkin besok mainnya. Masih nge-live nonton ini.
For a moment, but yeah, this tower definitely gonna go down. Now starting to get some more points in the chains. We see Ori's got 1 point in it. He also finds his own fairy trinket, as we did see GPK having that. VP getting more farm out of the map though. We even see DM walking to enemy jungle, just starts firestorming. He's very tanky as the Vanguard finished up already, and GPK just...
he's tempted to dive. Still sort of eyeing up this area, knowing that DY comes anywhere away from the tower. Go for it.
Just gonna cut the wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
DM he's tanking up big time, getting the rod next after the Vanguard, so they have that further setup against the Ember.
Yeah, it's such a good game for it. He needs to be that answer. That's why they went for that last pick Underlord. He needs to be the answer versus that Ember Spirit.
Ada 2 orang, 3 orang. Wih. Wow, agresif sekali. Oke, ngulti, semuanya ngulti. Oh, udah mati tuh. Pulang. Oh ya kan. Oh, enggak ada yang mati tuh ternyata. Oke, aku namanya sampai lupa coy. Nama hero-nya sampai lupa semua. Itu dia. Itu Hunter, kemudian Underlord ya. Ini Luna. Si Luna ini aduh lupa kok, sampai lupa nama hero-heronya coy. Saking lamanya nggak main Dota. Ini dapat, woi, langsung ulti cuy. Apakah bisa? Woi, Elder Titan. Wow, nggak jadi mati. Mati nggak? Wah, mati. Mati bro. Oh, di farming ini.
Struggling to catch back up. Does have his Yasha, so we'll have that increased farm pace, but levels from the loot as that much further. The pressure that VP is putting on the map is a little bit more than Vici is. And they just push mid. IDM is just taking enough to just sit mid, continuously firestorm. But on the other side, VP is not pushing.
Jadi kalau pro player itu nggak fokus farming gitu ya biasanya. Kalau carry-nya fokus farming, kalau yang lain ya fokus ngapain muter-muter nggak jelas nih. Nyari keributan mungkin ya. Tuh dia, nah itu dah. Ayo, gelut. Oh.
this Turnamen.
Wah, oh iya kena, mati lah. Masa tidak mati? Mati kan? Ya. Why? Nge-lag bro. Kok nge-lag?
11 starting to feel pretty strong with his hood, 1600 HP, almost has blink dagger. I feel like this game's gonna start exploding in action very soon. As soon as that blink does come out, and as soon as the Atos comes out on DM, it's just gonna look to be more plays around the map. It's just right now, it's just a bit more farm since the Luna and TB want to hit that timing.
Oh, membara lagi membara coy.
BKB for when that jump ravage comes in.
He's close. He's only 1,000 away if he disassembles.
I mean, the question is if VEENOMON are going to be able to make a fight happen before it's there. If they could jump in with the ravage, they come in with the full.
Wih, mau geng loh, mau geng nih. Ayo mau ngegeng, kemana, kemana? Ini, nggak ketahuan. Iya. Waduh, kena dus, hampir saja cuy. Buset, larinya cepet banget, keteknya. Pinter banget pakai ketek.
Wasting their time here, taking attention away from Poyo as much as he can.
Look at PYW, a little sneaky devil here. He gets the ward down from earlier, still hiding inside the tree lines. DM forcing bottom in.
Just a recipe away from the Atos.
Look at PYW though, cuts the creep wave.
Ayo diparani.
Where DM is.
Oh, nggak jadi.
And TP's toward the mid lane so he can keep himself on the map.
VEENOMON, they want to try and set up for this top tower, see if they force a response. Get VP to fight into this blink ravage. It doesn't look like VP's going to fall for that. I thought on the opposite half of the map. Just being incredibly cautious until he does.
Okay.
TP's from VP starting to come in.
Mati.
The grip for the trees, they need help, but they need it.
They used the boundage for the wave.
He already did DY, he's got nothing else to throw.
Excellent positioning there from Save, but DY has to hold the boundage for situations. Huge pick. 20 seconds now where they can swing across the map. See what GPK looks to find with it. Walking behind towers.
I mean, YW was a bit low.
Oh, kena tuh musik ketek. Ayo. Ayo. Oh my god. Ditidurin sama Ben. Ngantuk pemirsa.
GPK was pretty much entirely out of mana.
Very aggressive from GPK when he has like pretty limited resources. Still looking to be active. And there's the Atos finished up. Nightfall has bought some time for himself too, that he's like, you know what, I'm not going to disassemble because no fight really kicked off, nothing was being forced. I can stall out of BKB a little bit longer. And he's going to have a really good fight timing with BKB and Dragon Lines.
For sure.
Better than Poyoyo is. Poyoyo, he's still shy of that BKB.
Oke, lagi farming semuanya. Coba lihat itemnya. Oh, udah. Memang gamenya lama banget coy. Kalau ML 1 jam udah terlama, ini 1 jam itu biasa cuy. Hal biasa banget. Nice.
She's a pretty big tool right now for Vici to take these team fights around the Ravage. That's one of their biggest damaging tools at the moment. So VP should be able to fight. They don't have to wait for any of these big cooldowns is the thing for their lineup too. Just Atos, a brute. If they see an Ember Spirit, it's a kill. Next few moments, VP look to claim a bit of a more aggressive stance. Walking into the enemy triangle.
Oh.
DM doesn't have backup. You can see, of course, into the Atos, how strong it can be versus the Ember. And behind.
Wish, mati kau. Apa gue yang mati? Oh, Storm Spirit tewas. Waduh, di ulti matilah. Mati.
Lose the two of the VP though. kill. Get the rest of them out of there.
Blessings
Neutral item
upon
was
a
that?
loyal warrior.
Did they steal it? I think they did, right? There was a pupil's gift that dropped on the ground. I believe
Farming terus sih ini.
VP stole it from Vici
Lunanya.
during that go. I see an Underlord with a pupil's gift that was nobody's. So I think they actually did steal the neutral item from them.
Wow.
At the start of this fight, GPK really wanted to get a kill before everything happened. Very close to sort of making a cool dodge with the knight, but the Ravage coming in after. No escape for GPK. I mean, with the way that the fight started, it did look a bit rough for VP, but able to redeem it a little bit by getting that
Ayo.
As we mentioned though, Vici, more cooldown to light. Ravage is down, it is down. VP have to look to take advantage of that. Fiend script was used, but they don't need that to be able to set up for any of these kills. So definitely want to look to see them hit harder now with those being on cooldown.
Here we go, smoke time from VP.
Definitely want to still try to claim that mid tower. 200 HP, gonna open up the map for them. They're gonna walk right into PYW.
Oh, kena sih. Aduh. Tewas cuy. Oh, itemnya masih gini cuy. Ini lunanya mau lempar ini war itu udah jadi tuh itemnya. Udah jadi 1, 2, 3, 4. Udah jadi 4 item tuh. Item early. Langsung rosan cuy. Langsung lord man. Langsung lord bray.
EKB's ready to go in for Nightfall. So maybe they can look for a steal, but if they do so, they're gonna.
Oh my god.
It's gonna die before Ravage is up.
They're a little careful. They're backing up a little bit.
Wih, wah gila, wih. Dapat cuy. Woyo. War lagi. Iya kena. Wih. Tanknya mati 2 sih. Wah, udah jadi mati tanknya. Gila. Ngeri banget cuy, ngeri banget.
It's a huge fight. Ravage was used as well, so now they have a 2-minute window where, again, they can look to continue to make plays with this Aegis. Sure, meta's up, so they just have to watch out for when Poyoyo shows up in the fight, but this is a big window right now for VP to get a lot of space on the map, a lot done. And Nightfall's already got the pretty much two of the bigger items that you ideally want versus this Terrorblade. He's got his shard done, and he's got the small crit. So now he can start using the beams from a distance, spamming them to hit that Terrorblade in the back lines. And then he's gonna go for that next big item, which is the biggest one, of course, for his TB, which is that Ice Copy on Luna.
Wih. Waduh, tewas langsung cuy. Ngeri banget emang hero.
Expecting a little bit more than just the Bane to turn up, but it was just safe. The rest of Vici game, they've got a couple of them smoked to see if they can take advantage of VP whilst they're a little separate.
Wah, Blacking Bar itu kayak item wajib bagi carry cuy. Biar imun ya. Oh, kena tuh. Woi, mati. Mati nggak? Mati. Wih, lunanya cuy. Wih, lunanya gila. 1 versus 1, 2, 3, 5 cuy. Oh. Gila. Double kill cuy. Wow, habis musuhnya. Musuhnya habis cuy. Gak bisa mana. Woyo. Wow, tanknya bisa ngebunuh cuy ternyata. Wih, kena slip cuy. Wih, ayo ini keteknya Geng. Waduh, kok ulti tewas wes. Udah nggak bisa tewas sih, nggak jadi tewas. Gila. Tanknya nggak mati memang.
losing a fair few heroes off the back of that dive.
I think DM also played it like I think he should. If he had rifted earlier, he also didn't use Essence Ring. Is another thing pointing out. He used his spells first instead of using the rift first. Third, perhaps he rifts, then drops the pit, then drops everything else. Maybe he has a little bit more of a window because of that Crimson block. But either way, I don't think VP's too fussed about that one. Sure, they lose the Luna, but GPK starts to get some big cleanup kills for him.
Yeah, did we see here? GPK, just a fantastic fight. The BKB was only just picked up right before that fight. So turning up at a perfect time. And that decision as well, Poyo, he was able to potentially have TP'd out, but deciding to cancel it, to stick around with the team, cost him his lives, and some of the others around him there, they did have the opportunity to back out of that after that initial dive, but they decided to stick around, and it did hurt them, Vici.
Every single one of those deaths flat up too. He's 2,500 gold behind the Luna, so this timing of the Scotty is gonna be there a little bit faster there for Nightfall. Does have a BKB of his own now, so doesn't have to worry so much about that pit. Most of the disable actually is gonna
Oke bro, sudah 24 menit ini.
Still very close game, but definitely
24 menit berlalu.
That much more farm from the TV. Almost level 20 as well on him.
Halo,
Scotty timing up.
Wih. Gila.
Really in that area, in these type of small little clusters too, versus ET, where he's got the spirit down, he gets the splitter pretty much down on everybody too. But it was just fully clean up as well with the clips. That is a big fight for VP. Right after the Luna's already ahead by 2.5k, getting cleanup kills. Now he's gonna be more. He's gonna be a full item now. Actually, he's gonna go.
Lunanya jadi cuy, lunanya.
So he's just gonna be more survivable versus just the Terrorblade, which I think he's starting to notice. I think only TB is gonna be my issue in this game.
Top tower is under attack.
Things falling apart a little bit around him.
Sure is. Ori just keeps getting destroyed.
He's had a tough game. It's not been a fun one for Ori. Straight from the laning stage, fully focusing him. GPK.
He didn't even get his BKB off in the last fight. He just got incinerated from all the damage. Save. It's a bit tanky on his main.
Backup. Get him away from the slide combo from Ori.
Wih, kotaknya.
He'll live for now, and there it is. Butterfly done on Nightfall.
That's a timing.
Straight up with the smoke, the ready to go.
Nah, kena tuh. Mati satu. Oi, kadung nyekil orang luar situ. Aduh, kena wis. Wow, habis cuy. Tinggal sisa 2 cuy. Waduh, kena. Aduh wis, kalah weh. Malah kena stun malah. Ayo nih. Oh my god, display.
Fight from VP, my goodness, from the start of it to the end. Catching Ori in the beginning, forcing his BKB, then he can't really do much inside of the fight, and then the patience from the Bane, holding that Fiend's grip, waiting for the BKB from Poyoyo as soon as he turns up. This Luna is a menace now too. Look at
Next level Dota. Ngeri.
We saw it last game.
Ngeri cuy.
This one, once again, just absolutely fearless, diving in, starting the action off. These little moments where it looks
Oh, kita coba lihat itemnya sih. Oh, lumayan nih. Wow. Pakai gem terus tak buat apa ya? Gak ada hero yang hilang sih. Oh, lumayan jadi. Main sih. Ini carry-nya belum jadi, itemnya cuma jadi 1 cuy. Jadi 2 sih. Ini ketek oglengnya malah abu. Nggak ada sepatu. Bisa kayak gitu ya. Menit ke 28 nih cuy. kalau di turnamen kayak gini bisa ya. Ini cuma ya Allah itemnya enggak 30 menit cuy, cuma jadi gini. Ngeri banget emang kalau turnamen itu nggak bisa farming. Emang rusuh terus ini mainnya. Ada tim di mana mereka itu cuma rusuh doang. Nah kayak gini, iya. Oh iya kena tuh. Wih. God lag, buset. Gila lah, god lag. Woi, 8-1 cuy, 11-3. Gila ini. Aduh. Parah nih.
He's just super confident, right? The way he's starting the fights over and over again. I feel like Vici hasn't had a situation where they've started the fight ever in this
Tim anjing menang, tim anjing.
Be a freebie for them. Vici again, not making it out of the base, especially while Zone 11's down.
And they've already got the coverage as well, as we always talk about. The panel was saying the TB versus the Luna. DM, I love his item build. Crimson Guard into Atos, into Lotus Orb, so he can Lotus Orb and protect him from reflection.
Ayo, ini oh kena cuy. Ambil. Oh mantep cuy. Waduh, nggak keambil, malah tewas. Aduh, fail. Mau ngambil malah tewas.
I am 98%.
Yeah. They don't have the MKB even on the Terrorblade, so
Gila. Oh, multi tapi nggak jadi cuy, mati kah? Wish. Oh, menangnya gantian kayaknya. Tewas bro. Oh gila. Bisa. Wih gila cuy. Woi, itu, oi. Mati nggak? Aduh buset. Lunanya nggak mati cuy. Gila, itemnya udah jadi ya. Kalah carry-nya. Rip Prediction.
This game is in the books. It feels like now for VP. Fiend's grip back up. We get the maybe witness an Axe Fiend's grip for the first time.
Okay. Ember no farm.
So many of these fights where they tried to go on him, but nightmares, brain saps,
Wih gila. Kena tuh. Coba lihat itemnya. Wih ngeri banget tuh. Wah, ngeri coy.
Vici has to just watch. They don't even have meta, so there's literally nothing they can do to end this. It's just gonna have to be them. I mean, fighting versus Mega Creeps, and they're gonna try. They cannot do so, but they're gonna try to make a play.
Oh, wih, mantep lah. Oh, war lagi cuy, war terus. Oh, langsung mati 3, mati 4 cuy. Wes, kalah lah.
Picture perfect stuff. GPK initiating every single fight. I actually do not remember. I think I remember one fight where Vici was the ones initiating a fight.
Virtus.Pro. Gila lah.
With those BKB timings.
Absolutely, and it's this sort of performance that we know that Virtus.Pro, they can do time and time again online. You hear about, you see the power of this team in those online situations. Now, here on the main stage, TI, they've come out Game 2, Game 3, and they've shown us some pretty terrifying Dota 2, both times. I mean, this game very much more of a team effort, just across the board.
For sure.
Everybody popping off. Very hard to really point someone out again, but you maybe do just have to say GPK, once more, these playmaking heroes, he just single-handedly destroyed VEENOMON. It felt at the start of every fight, GPK's target prioritization, it was just perfect. He could not have played any of these fights any better than he did here.
100% agreed. Top-tier performance from him and his team.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, Virtus.Pro with a...
Oh, udah selesai bro ini ternyata. Oh, 2-1 cuy. Oh, ngeri. Wah, ngeri cuy. Oke. Oke, sampai segitu aja dulu karena pertandingannya sudah selesai cuy. Jadi ini hasilnya kayak tadi. Oke, sampai jumpa, ketemu besok lagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.